Any other comments? Did you have your hand up?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to acknowledge this young brother. This is Floyd Harris Jr., Floyd Harris III. And he keeps this young brother with him all the time.
Sure does.
Everything that we've done here, he's been here.
And he's been glad since he was out there. When he was a little boy.
Yeah, take his nap, yeah.
All right.
He's a young man now.
Yes.
No, we was going along just fine. I just said this last week, you know, being black and everything. The white man is the one that made it a big old issue. And then as soon as we want to talk about color, there ain't no color. Ain't no color, don't matter. And you playing the race card and a big old argument comes out. As soon as we want to try to talk about it.
Well, when we talk about that situation, that's showing our lack of understanding.
Yeah. But let me
See,
say,
if you know you number one, that you was number one in the creation, and then you give up that right, and you accept something else, then they gonna use that, and they gonna play against it.
That's their defense.
Yeah,
That's how
they
they
gonna
defend
play
it.
against us, so
That's what they do. But let me just say this real quick. Let's get back to white people and racism for a quick minute. First and foremost, you know race was invented in slavery. Because Europeans have had a relationship with Africans for thousands of years. We civilized them. They went to our institutions in Africa. They learned geometry, physics, and all that from our African ancestors. They know us. They're Masons. They in our culture. They know Africans, don't they? But they was doing some of the most wicked, the most horrendous, the most bestiality was the slave trade. To take a human being and try to reduce him to a commodity and operate as if a human being is a commodity. Treat little children like the little things we sold on Wall Street. What kind of bizarre mind could even conceive of that? Selling black women, selling children out of their womb.
Barbaric.
Your mind got to flip because they're human beings like we are.
And then so many people lost their lives. I can't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
And they didn't know about it in Africa.
So what they did,
they didn't come over the scene.
so what they did,
But they was there when we left.
But they thought it was normal.
let me tell you what they did. They had to invent themselves. They had to invent us. In the process of inventing themselves, they had to say to themselves, we are superior. And we have a right to everything on earth, not just black people, Asians, Native Americans, everything on the planet belongs to them. And whatever they do, they have a right to do it. Because they're kind of like the living gods of the planet. But at the same time, for them to believe that, they had to invent us. So we had to be inferior for them and their identity to be in place. Now, the danger for us, the danger for African people, is that when we get our act, we are going to get our act together.
Right.
The future's ours. We're going to get it together. We're doing it right here. When we get our act together, we're going to be in a state of war. Now, we got to accept that reality, because if I feel better about myself at your expense, and you decide that you ain't gonna play that game no more, you're gonna love yourself and be about your own, then I got a problem with myself, right? So that's what you're dealing with every day. Republicans and Democrats, their greatest fear is our development and our understanding and loving of ourselves. Because they need that to feel good about themselves. That's what makes them so dangerous. Why did they burn down Black Wall Street? Because we were not only great in building our own stuff, but we were competitive with them. And Black Wall Street undercut everything they ever thought about us. And we were animals and all that. And we had our own communities, schools, everything. We're doing that 30 years out of slavery. That's the most frightening thing on the planet. These people that we thought were animals are now creating 88 towns on their own.
Amen.
That's how magnificent black people are. And so I'm just telling everybody, we're going to make our community, we're going to get that again, but we're going to learn from history. We gotta be prepared to defend our community.
Yeah.
We gotta prepare our young men, especially our young men, to build a community, defend our community, build those families. We're not talking, I tell a young man, if you ain't talking about building a family, you don't know what you're on earth for.
Amen.
Because that's your role on earth, is to build and protect your women and your children. That is your role as being a man.
Amen.
And so, our time is coming. I'm very optimistic. I'm optimistic with these young men.
Yes.
I love them. They're my
Yes.
children.
Yes.
I'm happy to face it. Because they're my children. And we got to see these kids that started out here in the community the same way. What we just saw these last few days with the people, brothers shooting each other, that crowd has got to stop, y'all. We can't. This cannot stay like this. Every time a brother kills another brother, that brings money for police.
Right.
That reinstates, that makes sure the DA's got his job.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a job.
SWAT team got their job.
This is a gold mine. Brothers just keep killing brothers. We got to intervene in that. And we men, we're going to have to intervene with these young men.
And that's what I'm waiting to hear. I wanted to give her a chance to say what she wanted to say, because I wanted to address that.
On the issue of the shootings, you know, I've been doing police brutality stuff for a long time. And the first thing is I get criticized. Well, what are you gonna do about the shootings of the young girl?
Yeah.
And I say, why do I have to do it? You're not gonna detract me
Yeah.
from getting justice for the people.
That's right.
You're not gonna detract me.
That's right.
I'm gonna start questioning. We've given Dyer millions and millions of dollars. Of course. And he said he was gonna get rid of the violence.
Yeah.
And he even declared war on the gangs, which caused more deaths
Yeah.
by police.
Yeah.
Because it was like, right. And so I kind of say, like, let's look at it with fresh eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start questioning the allocation of the money.
That's right.
Alfonso Hernandez just died.
That's right.
During the time that he was at that community center, as small as it was, as rotten and roach infested, he worked with all the kids. He was a social worker. He was trained to work with kids. Why are we giving money to the cops who give it to the preachers who don't know how to deal with the kids?
Exactly.
Ain't trying to.
So now you're asking me why I'm not stopping violence. You're asking me, and why is it my job?
Yeah. That's right.
Because I have the guts to stand up against Dyer and question, how come you shot him 17 times?
Yeah.
His sister asked me, how come you shot his eyes out? I couldn't answer that. Can you tell me? A week later, he comes out and says, crime is down.
Yeah.
Prop 47 ain't working. We all want to get some Prop 47. And instead of looking at how to tweak it to make it more criminal, to keep the pipeline going, making money for Wall Street, we should be saying, how come we voted for something that didn't bring jobs for these people?
Right.
Or housing or mental health.
There you go.
Last week, the jail guy said, there's 400 beds. Does it work like daily attendance? Do you give the money back? No.
400 beds in jail.
400 empty beds, where's the money? Why are we still giving them money?
Yeah.
You know, why are the cops, you know, and they're using the preachers. They're using some of these preachers who don't have
The knowledge.
the knowledge. I mean, I want to sit down with Bryson. I want to sit down with him and say, why'd you go to Sacramento last week and complain about all this and only ask for more grants? Why didn't you say we have 33 repeat shooters?
Yeah.
One of who has shot 6 times already. Why didn't you question that? You know, I want to sit with him and I want to share my knowledge. And maybe his eyes will open. Maybe his eyes will open. Because you know what? I might not have that much long to live, but I've been doing this 30 years.
I know.
And how come I didn't get invited to go to Sacramento? How come I didn't get invited?
Yeah, they don't know.
Because Dyer's not connected to me because he didn't put my phone number up there? So I
Yeah,
was behind the
yeah,
line,
yeah,
I went
yeah.
behind, I called one of the panel members and I said, I have this information. So on the 23rd of February, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna testify
All right.
and try to sit down. I'm not going to go back for it. I'm not well known and I don't get no money like Bryson and all the other preachers. The question I want to say is, why me? you know, we need to bring those kids here.
That's right.
We need to explain to them, like we're saying. You know, I just represent, I'm a mental health advocate, and I represented this young man who shot 5 times in the air. And the 5150 said that when he was released, he had to go back to jail. So I get him like 6 days later, and I go, do you realize where the bullets went? He goes, no, and I go, what goes up comes down. It could have been a baby. And his face just like,
Yeah.
you know, and so I'm saying is if we can talk to these young men like I talk to them, maybe we can get some knowledge in there, you know, like
The
you're.
most important
To
thing,
every action's a reaction. There's a consequence for your action. They're not thinking through, you know, and filling the jails ain't helping us.
that will never help us because it's not planned to.
No.
So let's be real clear. I'll get you a minute. The jails, all this is nonsense. It's not planned. Let me just share this with y'all that live in Fresno, West Fresno in particular. We had Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, right? Tulsa. We had Black Wall Street here.
Yeah.
We had a business section here.
Doctor.
We had our own business. We had our own, and 99 went straight through it.
Yeah.
That was deliberate. It's been delivered to undermine this community. For 1980, Ronald Reagan, what he did say, I was surprised.
And they
It's
worked.
Ronald Reagan that brought the dope in.
Yeah.
The dope came in from the outside, from South America. That was a plan. It was a plan to bust up the black community, fill it with drugs, pull the jobs out.
Yeah.
Well, so you got these young people, there's no opportunities for them but getting into some dope and some crime. Now you got the laws set up, put them in the, this is a whole picture. I just want everybody to see the whole picture. So when we're dealing with the direct problems right here, around the corner here, that's part of a bigger picture.
Yeah.
The bigger picture is not to allow this community to develop itself. This is the richest property in San Joaquin, right where we
Right
are.
here. Right here.
And it's the property that, the last property in Central California that black people own, the ones that still own property.
Yeah.
That's right.
They've been trying to get black people out of here for the last 20 years. They want to expand the airport, all of that, because of the bullet train and all that stuff is coming in. This is the richest real estate in the valley. So they want it chaotic. They ain't gonna solve no problem. The brothers, they want them to shoot each other. That's money, that's $90,000 a year. Locking them up, that's money, that's a resource.
Yeah.
So what we gotta talk about is look at the big picture, and we gotta intervene with our young people. Close up and personal. We gotta intervene with them.
Right.
You know, and we got to deal, somehow or another, we got to deal with the so-called gangs, because that itself is promoted.
But the
Keep
issue
the
of,
community in chaos.
the issue of the little girl, how many hours did they put in solving the little girl's mystery? The killing of the little girl, 1,100 hours. How many hours have they served or done their police work? Because they did good police work, right? They did. But how many are they for Andrew Mitchell? How many other black on black crimes and how many brown on brown crimes have they solved?
Let me ask you a bigger question. How many jobs have they got
Right.
for the brown on browns and black on blacks? There's no jobs. If you
That's
don't
what,
have-
That's what Keith Foster said. What are you doing on black crime, Gloria? And I said, what? I'm not gonna do your job.
Yeah.
You're not gonna distract me from my goal.
If you get these young people some work and get them their culture, get them this knowledge here, you'll turn them around. But the big picture is that we're really at war. The government of the United States, because when they ran that highway through our business section here in Fresno, when they undermine everything that black people get started here, that's not accidental.
Yeah.
Get
That's
rid of
purpose.
parks, yeah, get rid
Just
of
like
parks.
Black Wall, and it's been happening everywhere in the country. So when you look at Black Wall Street and you look at where we are right now, this has been planned. It's not an accident. Black people no less smarter, no less want the best out of their lives than anybody else. It happened in LA. You can see the same thing. The undermining of the black community in LA. Now you got bullet trains and everything else running through the black community. Why in the black community? It's the same process in St. Louis. It's the same process in Mississippi. It's a regional way to destabilize black people. And I know y'all don't want to hear this, but the big picture is that let's get rid of black folks.
Yeah.
We don't need to pick no more cotton. They're a problem.
And that's what I'm talking about, why it's so important that we talk to the young people.
That's exactly right, sister.
They are at their most vulnerable
That's
because they're so energized.
That's right.
18, 19 to 30, 35, they are full of energy, but there's nothing for them to do. So they're frustrated, they're angry. These two young men are the exception.
Exactly.
So if we can get them back, meet here every Saturday, talk to the young people like we love them, we respect them,
Absolutely.
and we know what they're going through. We were young, we had things that we were dealing with, but nothing like what they're dealing with. So if we can just talk to them on a regular basis, give them something to do. Right now, I know agriculture is a big thing, it's something that we can get involved in. My nonprofit, Grandmother's Love, I'm going out there, take my little self out there and see what can I do. I remember there was a cotton field across the street where I used to live on the corner of Dorothy and what was in Fig. Hated to go over there, hated it. Didn't have to go, so I would ride on the back of my stepfather's cotton sack. Now I recognize something to do to earn a living, to grow food for myself, to help these young people understand the importance of not having to go to the hospital where you may be injected with anything, you know. So there's something that we can say to them that we can reach them and get them turned around. Letting them know what's going on here in Fresno is worldwide.
Worldwide.
In the United States.
I don't know, almost says worldwide.
Yeah.
I see the same thing with black people in Brazil.
No, they're not.
Actually, I see some of this in Africa.
Yeah.
I see this same stuff. I see it in some of the African cities.
And this is what they were showing on the
So it's
video.
not accidental.
They show us the
This is
worst
planned.
parts. So I just want to make sure, and I want your commitment, and this brother here too, you guys are going to come back and help us talk to these young people and try to get them turned around.
Yeah,
Get
well,
us started anyway.
okay, you had comment?
Yeah,
And then my man, and then,
there's so much, you know, on the film. I thank God again, because my thing is that we're at a meeting here where I wish that all of you would have also been dealing with police brutality and, you know, videotaping the cops and, you know, all these things on the killings. And from there, I thought the group we're all gonna come over here. But I mean, you know, these are things that affect all of us, you know? So that was happening here at 12 o'clock.
Right.
But again, these are the things that we need to get together of all cultures. And I believe not only the black community, but every culture needs to talk to all cultures also about good and bad, about what's happening, because as we saw in the film too, every culture there's good and bad. I mean, the confusion that they put on our minds and what they have done, double dipping. They arrest us and then they have work in the crops, in the crops, the fields of their cousins, uncles, maybe their aunts or whatever, you know. All these things that they do, you know, so it's very important, you know. My mom just lives here in the next street here, so I was raised here in Sunset for a little bit, you know. From high school, we moved over here to the South Top homes that ended up being built here. But I mean, it's just something that, it hurts me to see a lot of things that go on because it's happening within our culture and continues to happen. 2015 and we're still fighting with racism and discrimination.
yes.
You know, I mean, it's just going
Well,
to,
we can change that. All we need to do is know who we are.
that's
We
right,
got the power.
that's right.
That's what I want everybody to understand.
There's openings,
We got the power.
but we gotta get those kids jobs, and right now, as much as we don't like that high-speed train, there are jobs and training available. They worked it out where a certain percentage have to be low income and come from 93707.
Six.
So what we gotta do is bring that recruiter over here, maybe even here, to do the applications to get people, because they have to do apprentices. And if these kids learn how to weld, and they can learn how to do all that stuff, they got a job for life. And they can,
And the other thing too, I want to share with you guys. We have City College.
Yeah.
We have institutions that I pay for, you pay for.
that's right.
Our kids should be in those vocational places.
That's
Our kids should be in these classes. I mean, there should be nobody in this community that don't have at least a 2-year college
I agree with what
education.
you're
I don't care if you're going to be a plumber or whatever. Everybody in this, all our young people should be directed to the institution we already have to get them out of this suicide mode.
I just think that before we try to encourage this particular group, the ones that are in gangs and drugs.
We get out of it.
Before we try to put them over there, we need to hug them for it. You know what I'm saying? We need to talk to them for a minute and let them speak about what's really going on with them.
I agree.
And then try to get them over. Let them know that that's the plan, but they need some attention right now before going into that city college environment.
Yeah, well, we need to get some of our men and some of our elders
We
involved.
need
Well, that's
to,
true.
we need to
Yeah.
get to the parents too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where the ball been dropped.
The
That
parents.
first ball been dropped with the parents.
Yes.
Cause everybody ain't
They need
gangbanging.
help
Wait,
too.
I know, but everybody ain't gangbanging.
Well, that's
Everybody ain't gangbanging. So we need to get to the parents, and we can't leave the black church out or any church out. Without that, we're gonna have resistance.
But how do you get the church people to watch that video?
Well, there's church people in there now.
No, I'm not talking about this church, I love this church.
Yeah. But I'm saying, we just gotta just go to them, talk to members.
But they won't listen to
Let me answer that for you. And the media prospect of it, we do Facebook and Twitter, MySpace and all of that.
That's good, get here, brother.
First, I said the media platform of it, we do MySpace, we do Facebook and all of that. If we all got together at some time and point and spread this around on our Facebook account, our Twitter account, and all them other accounts, Instagram account, like we do a whole lot of other stuff. You know, somebody telling jokes, we got to spread it around. I did a good joke, a bad joke. But if we spread it around and we spread it enough, then they will see it,
Yeah.
and a lot of them will attend it. The point is, we're not spreading it, even though we're talking about it in here. We need to be spreading it, and that is today's media outlook of the program, is that we have a situation, or we have events or things that we can spread around, and we need to put it up on Facebook, click and share, put it up on Twitter account, click and share, or whatever account it is, so if enough of them spread it, they come.
Yeah.
You know, people come, they got to come see what's going on.
My name is Jerline Bishop. I've just been introduced to Facebook, and I will be putting this on Facebook this evening about, we're gonna meet back here on Saturday. We're gonna get started talking about some of the suggestions that we've made here. Please comment, you know, if you got some suggestions, if you didn't get a chance to speak, say something on Facebook, you know, tell me what it is that we can do, so I'll write up an agenda, and we'll come back, and another commitment I'm gonna make is, I'm sorry?
What is your Facebook page?
Jerline Bishop.
Oh.
Yes, my commitment is to check back with Gloria to find out who can I talk to about getting that person from the high-speed rail, because I thought it was the president of the NAACP that had gone to Sacramento. I don't know if he is the person, I haven't met him
The
yet.
person that went to Sacramento to talk about police brutality was this.
Oh, I'm not going to talk to him, I'm going to talk to the president.
My good brother here has been trying to say something, we haven't heard him.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with being a veteran, but because I have a lot of admiration from Malcolm X, the points of history.
Yes.
When watching that part about when they started the war on drugs, like you said, nothing's ever an accident. The reason they did that,
That's right.
from Nixon or probably by Reagan, they did it for a reason, because the robots and computers, they didn't need minorities anymore, because they don't have the jobs for them.
That's
So what's our turn? We'll put them in prison, we'll create these charges against them, all the
That's
charges.
exactly
Right.
And another thing I want to say, I've been reading this article on Ferguson. The youth there are really getting involved on what's going on there. Like, for example, they're tired of this BS about my black community being targeted with all these fines and everything. They're the ones that supporting the community. They're going to get
stop
together. What's really proud of me is all these women that they're taking the lead in this.
Nothing greater than that. I want to say this before we go. I'm enjoying this. I'm here.
I know.
I just want to say this to us. Let's make sure we all come back here
Yeah.
next week. Now, this fourth, I'm gonna tell you. You think that was bad? The fourth one, I'm gonna tell you. I got a copy of it. I mean, the third one. I got a copy of it. I saw it the first time, and I had to get my mind and heart ready to see it. It was so shocking because everything in the third colors lays out our destruction. I just want y'all to kind of take that what I'm trying to say.
Right.
If it's like being in Nazi Germany,
Right.
I want y'all to understand where I'm going. and you see all the things have come to pass, all these different things, all of a sudden you see the big picture. It's like all this time we've been looking at all parts of the elephant, and we've been blind. You know, it's a snout, he's big, but we didn't see the whole elephant. Now, the one that's coming, you see the whole elephant. You know why you have a war on drugs. It's a war on us.
Yeah.
It's a removal. And you got, and what's worse, we have children.
Right.
See, the great threat to us, and particularly Latinos, we all having babies. That is a serious danger to the country. And so right now, what you're seeing is a program putting in place. I can tell everyone, watch the next 2 years, is how the minority whites are going to maintain control over the majority non-whites. That's what's going on right now. That's what immigration is about. That's why black people continue to talk about abortions. And that's made for us to stop the baby machines. Because what's going on right now is the decline of white Americans. They're absolutely frightened of that. That the country they kill for and everything else is going to fall in the hands of a majority of the people that they thought they had gotten rid of, oppressed. And they're handling this. This is an issue behind Obama, all of that. And so this video you're going to see next week, it's shocking. That's all I can say.
It's going to shock us in the movement. One of the other things I want to point out is the importance of us to vote. If there's a document out that the Democratic Party has, if you know someone that's qualified, interested, willing to run for public office in 2016, let us know about it. I'm a member, Richard is a member, and so is his wife Wanda, and Dorothy. We're all members of the West Fresno Democratic Party, and we want to try and encourage our young people, our women, anyone that's interested in politics, please run, sign up, let us support you and get someone in office. Hopefully we can get someone in office in 2016 that is going to care about what we want.
Yeah.
But right now it doesn't look like it.
Doesn't
You
look
know,
like
we
it.
don't
Looks
have
bad.
somebody that we can put in there ourselves. We don't know.
It looks bad.
Yeah, but
But we got
It
power.
ain't gonna sell out, huh? Once they get in there.
I'm working. Whoever gets in there, I don't have no
We're good to our
faith.
people.
We got the best we can get.
That's it.
With President Obama. That's about the best we can
I
get.
know you were talking local.
That's our last shot. We got to get all we can. That's our last shot. It'll be years before we have that kind of, that little leverage. It's not much.
Yeah. But it's better than couldn't, I'm sorry.
I agree. And this other preacher from Florida.
Just a black man.
I know, but he's better than couldn't. That's something bad.
So we'll make the commitment to be back here next week?
yeah.
All right.
And don't leave before you buy some of this terrific barbecue the Reverend Harris has been cooking all night. And I think he's still over there having a church board meeting or something. But I'm not going to get my personal way. I gotta get my.
How much is it?
Thank you. It's gonna get She wanted to have something she wanted to say. I mean, this is the and I overlooked it. I'm sorry. Say what you got to say.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Good. Okay, can everybody, for a real quick minute, hear my man? Thank you.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't know if everybody already heard about the town hall meeting happening on the 19th on gangs here in Fresno. I'm saying I don't know where it's at. They've been announcing it on TV. Chief Dyer's gonna be there, Chief Mims, but nobody said where it's gonna be. So if anybody knows or they know about it, let's get the word out to the people on that.
That's like the studio.
What studio?
KMPH,
Where?
KMPH, yeah, but he's doing it at the studio itself. It's at the studio.
What studio?
KMPH,
Well, someone's gonna come outside and be outside of the meeting.
Well, they have the stands up outside and it's hard.
So whoever comes, the main thing say chief died, jobs for our young people.
That's right, because what they're doing is getting more